This week, I'm making a trip to a thrift shop, and I'm on the hunt for a few specific things. Cotton fabric for sewing projects, nautical-themed decor, an outdoor thermometer, and garden pots. But honestly, I also like just to go thrift shopping to see all the random things on sale. I was first distracted by this box for a few moments. It was completely locked. I wonder what was inside. And what is this used for? I did find what is technically nautical themed decor, but candlesticks were not really what I had in mind. There were many odd things to be distracted by, but after seeing a surprising number of sewing machines on sale, I remembered that cotton fabric was at the top of my list. This thrift store always seems to have a large selection of curtains on sale, and I quickly found a couple that were made of cotton. I don't typically like geometric patterns, but I ended up really liking the subtle colors on this set. These 4 curtain panels ended up being about 12 yards of fabric for $16 total. At my local fabric stores, I would have to pay at least 4 times that cost for this amount of fabric. And this ended up being an even more successful trip after I found this cool set of cotton placemats for $4. I am someone who aspires to learn how to sew useful things, but currently I'm still very much a beginner with the sewing machine. My mother got me this sewing machine while I was in high school and showed me some basics. Now it's my goal to start challenging myself with simple projects to improve the skill. I figured that one of the easiest possible sewing projects is possibly making napkins. This curtain fabric from the thrift store is not quite as heavy-weighted as canvas, but it feels like the perfect texture for napkins. I decided to make small 17-inch square napkins. On these first napkins that I sewed today, I had a hard time sewing in a straight line and keeping the hem even looking. Sewing napkins ended up being a lot more tricky than I thought. Now, after washing the thrifted placemats and sewing a few napkins, I thought it would be fun to put everything together in a place setting for dinner tonight. We'll be having breakfast for dinner. For a fun summertime drink, I'm infusing some ice water with strawberry and mint. My sister introduced me to Dutch baby pancakes a few years ago, and I love how quick and easy they are to make. Tonight I'll be making an experimental savory version, and it will be sort of like a breakfast casserole. I'm seasoning some ground beef with spices like coriander and sage to give it a breakfast sausage-like flavor. I'll also be topping the pancake with spinach and a little bit of cheddar cheese. With all the toppings, the pancake did not puff up as much in the oven as it typically would, but I liked this experiment and it reminded me of breakfast pizza. Since the kitchen garden is still pretty sparsely planted and I've not mulched empty spaces very well, I'm struggling to stay on top of managing weeds. So this week I ended up ordering some pine straw to help get through the rest of the summer. With the pots that I found at the thrift store, I'm planting some lavender and rosemary cuttings that grew roots in some water. I feel inspired by how easy it seems to be to propagate some plants, and I decided that the next plant that I want to take cuttings from should be our Jersey blueberry bushes. It would be a dream someday to have a large hedge of blueberry bushes. This is my first attempt at propagating blueberries, but I heard that it's best to cut the semi-woody stems. Our potted plant collection currently consists of pinionback hydrangea cuttings, boxwoods, hyssop, parsley, lemon balm, and some late jalapeno seedlings. And soon I'll be making plans for what seeds to start for the upcoming fall garden.